All right, let's go to some strategy stocks, as I'm calling them now. Now, these stocks we talked about yesterday can help you find the direction, momentum in the market. We want to go to Apple first. It was acting well, but as you said yesterday, kind of sleeping. And I think that's true, especially when we heard the news yesterday that a study found the company's overtaken Google as the world's most valuable brand. You'd think that would have been a nice boost, and it didn't really do much.
It's lulling everyone to sleep. But overall, technically, the pattern is getting much tighter. So what I guess the market wants to do is it wants not a lot of people to profit from these situations, so it tries to lull you to sleep before it goes. So if you look at Apple here, it's still on my radar. This pattern is still very tight. If you look at this flag up here, you know, it's holding in very well, and it can't get much tighter than this. This was that huge move. It's now absorbed. The question is, can it go? I'm going to stay involved here, and if it starts to go above this 351 area, I'll try and add some with heavy volume for finally a move that could stimulate, you know, the NASDAQ and be a good catalyst.
I'm just not seeing a lot of fundamental catalysts going on here for this one. So
well,
I wonder if it's going to be able to even move up.
You have iPhone 5, okay, and then you also have iPad 2, see how it's doing, and then it really doesn't need another catalyst. It just, I don't know what it's going to take, but, you know, we'll see it when it comes, but just be ready for it, because when it goes, Apple could be exciting. Right now it's just sleeping. Let's hope it wakes up soon. All
right, let's go to Amazon. Kind of woke up yesterday, settled over $200. Do you want to buy here over 200?
I'm looking for a momentum trade today above 202 to 203. Amazon gave me some clues that the market's going to hold in. If this market was not going to hold in, they wouldn't let Amazon stay up here and be ready for what could be another momentum trade here. This was that earnings move, you know, that woke it up.
Amazon seems to have been the best, though.
Yeah, it's you know what, the earnings weren't the best, but it's acting the best, so you have to watch that. So now for traders, you know, that are quick above 202 to 204, that will cause another squeeze that people didn't think it should be up on earnings, and that could be an exciting trade today over the next few days. But make sure if you trade it for momentum and it gets above that area, it has to hold above that area.
What about if you're not trading for momentum?
Then I think, you know, you have to give it a lot of time. It's a little juicy here.
Wait.
It's almost like a failure waiting to happen, so just don't jump in here. It's just had a really big move.
All right, let's go to Netflix. So, stock rose yesterday on the news the company was trying to diversify in Latin America, as we told you on the show, but then we heard that YouTube was reportedly growing its online movie rental service over 3,000 titles, another sort of bearish indicator for the bears out there on Netflix onto why it could see so much competition and perhaps headwinds going forward. Is there a trade? As a long-term investor, I would bet you have to wait and see.
Well, long term, if you believe in the story, they don't care about the bearish headlines because there's enough bullish ones. For every bullish one, there's a bearish one. Bottom line, it held 225. It's going to try and break this mini downtrend that it has. First thing it did is prove that this 50-day could hold, and now traders are going to see if it could break this little downtrend. If it starts getting above this, just say 237 to 240, you could see at least a gap fill back to, you know, this 248 area, which is a nice trade. And overall, it's holding in well even for an investor. And if you're a trader, you're on alert to see if you can get a little juicy cash flow trade here.
And is this the resurgence of the Chinese internet stocks we spoke about yesterday? Because I'm looking at the screen right now, and Baidu's up almost 1%, Sina's up almost 1.5%. Is this the momentum going here for these guys?
I think this is the buy the dip versus the momentum that we've had if you believe in this sector. And obviously, the online growth is where it's going to be in China. There's so many more than them here. You know, Sina is coming out with earnings this week, so Sina is going to be very important for direction of this group, because at times, besides Baidu, it does lead it. I think if you believe in the story, being small here, if you buy the dip, and then let's see what Sina reports, and then we'll talk about potentially adding if it warrants your attention.
And Priceline recovered yesterday. Also, do you want to buy here? Did it prove itself enough?
I'm not going to buy Priceline, but it's just interesting to note that the stock broke down, and instead of getting follow-through selling, it popped right back up. So that tells me that this market may not have follow-through selling, that we might just hold here and then continue higher. So just another thing I look at.